and Yuri were doing an Omegle stream. And
oh my God. This is going to be a cutout video on its own. Let's hear this fucking story. Yuri was just telling me. This is amazing.
Okay, so Yuri's trying to sabotage me and my channel because I have more subscribers than him.
Propaganda.
So
go subscribe to both of them, by the way.
Subscribe to me. Fuck
Camgirl,
him.
Harmonious Man.
So we go on, we show up to his house. He's late. He's running 3 hours late. We show up.
Because I was at work.
His computer's not working. His internet's not working. He can't sign into my thing, this and that. So we finally get on.
Omegle, for the record, is like an
Omegle.
anonymous service where it just matches you up with random people, right?
Like if you might know chat roulette in my day.
Roulette.
Roulette.
Is that the Korean way to say it? No, it's roulette.
And we have to also bring up the fact that you
It's
were
the
wearing
French
a
way.
surgical mask during the stream.
It ends with E-T-T-E.
It's the French way.
Roulette.
Anyways, so we go
Yes, the
through.
French way.
We go through first I don't know if you saw this viral video of the this kid getting tricked into saying Nick Gur.
I did not see that.
He went viral for doing that, and he went viral on Twitter and got his like profile deleted and all
we
this.
found him on Omegle.
And so we found him on the rap category. He was reading lyrics off his phone, and he was just rapping.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, what did he say?
I forgot what it was like. Some sort of like Rihanna lyrics or something like that. But
definitely not Rihanna
he was
lyrics.
singing his heart out.
Yeah, he wrote his own lyrics. So we saw him. Then we go and find an Australian meth dealer.
Who's very upset when he found out that we were streaming. He was like, you guys aren't recording, are you? And we were just like, no, we're not. And he got very mad.
So first of all, he everything that we wanted to do. So first he goes, "How old are you guys?" And we're jokingly like, "Haha, 15." He's like, "No way, no. Okay, I'm gonna log off." And then immediately we're like, "No, please, sir, no." And he's like, "Okay."
He's just easily swayed.
Well,
So
she's wearing a
easily swayed.
surgical mask, so you could only see her eyes and this mask that she's wearing. So everyone would come across as like saying coronavirus and shit. But
Yeah, and then he shows us his fucking meth pile, and he has like.
And I'm not joking. She's working on like a highlight video, but the bag of meth that he shows is like
shards.
$20,000 or $30,000 worth of meth.
How do you know?
100%. I don't know. Like,
You know a lot about the street prices of this shit, huh?
Yeah, I don't know the dollar amount, but he had like this much.
and he
in,
had
like,
a bunch of
Ziploc
cash as well
bags.
on top of it. It was
And then
ridiculous.
he just flexes like this much Australian money, and then I'm like, "Are you smoking meth?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's like how you Americans smoke weed and drink beer."
It's not. In
It's
Australia,
definitely
it's very
not.
illegal. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was like, dude, doing that in LA, big deal. Doing that in Australia,
Bigger deal.
huge deal.
Australia, the
It's
laws
like,
are so strict when it comes to hard drugs. You barely see anyone out there that seems like they do fucking hard drugs.
Dude, that meth looked good quality. Like, I
Well,
don't know.
again with
how
this
do you know?
I don't know like how like
expert.
I
don't
I've
know how he
never
got his
seen
hands
meth,
on that
so
much
I have
meth
no
in
idea.
Australia.
But it looked like a big rock
To
and
me,
white.
I'm pretty sure that I could sell you dummy bricks of meth. Like, I'm pretty sure I could finesse you out of all your cash.
like you think I'd buy fake meth from you?
Yes.
I've never bought meth in my life.
I know.
How do you
That's why
know
you seem
so
so
much?
confident in your analysis
It's
of it.
because he was watching Sinaloa drug cartel YouTube videos.
The majority of my meth experience comes from watching Breaking Bad, and I
accidentally
believe
doing.
And they're blue.
it needs to be blue for sure. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, he had the whack meth.
I always wanted to be the pink cocaine guy, like a guy who just sold cocaine, but I just mixed a little bit of like pink food coloring in there or whatever, and just like
yeah, my friend wanted to do that and
I'm
then
the
sell
pink guy, the
sell
pink
it
Coke
in
guy.
little Hello Kitty bags.
right.
Make it go viral in LA.
Yeah, just have some really good branding,
Just,
dude.
Right? Make them different colors.
Hey, I'm working on this coke business. Can you
Yeah.
guys shout me out?
Yo, but I have all these good drug dealing businesses, right? Like the Xanax yogurt shop could go
That's
places.
a horrible idea.
I
I
guess.
think food coloring like Coke is a lot safer than.
I feel like you're gonna have to sell the ice cream for like $20-$40 in order to make a profit at that point if you're putting Xanax in it.
Yeah, how much Xanax are you putting in?
You buy Xanax in bulk, they cost like $1 each, and it's not like I'm gonna put a whole bar in every fucking serving of yogurt.
You know what's crazy? People that GHP themselves.
GHB. Yeah.
We should finish the story before we get
Okay,
off
sorry.
topic.
So, no, I was just thinking about that.
No, yeah, keep going because this has
Okay.
an actual dramatic ending. I almost forgot that we were
Oh my
telling
god,
this story.
I forgot. Yeah, so then
So he's showing you his meth.
he's showing us his meth, and I'm like, oh my god, are you smoking fucking meth?
Mm-hmm.
And then I look over to Yuri, and I'm like, Yuri, is this okay? Like, is my channel
And
gonna
I
get
don't know.
deleted?
If I was streaming
And
on my YouTube channel, I would have shown it as well because it's so funny.
No, I feel like you would
risked it.
immediately covered it. And then he hears us say that. He's like, what? Are you guys recording? Are you guys fucking recording? And I'm like, No, sir, I'm not recording.
If you're this idiot, why
He is
are
so
you just
stupid.
giving somebody the benefit of the doubt that they're not recording? Like, if I had huge amounts of illegal drugs, I definitely would not want to show them on Omegle, regardless of if the person was live streaming.
That's what you would think, right? But
And I
I've
had
done
his face,
I've been on
too.
Omegle a couple of times, and I've done a couple of Omegle streams for myself, and it's actually a common thing for people.
And you didn't show it on
for
your
people,
channel.
I did. For people to like go on Omegle and flex their drugs and do drugs with random people. It's just like people like to do it for some reason.
What drugs did people do when you streamed?
I saw one time I saw a stream where some dude was bagging up cocaine. And he was like putting cocaine into tiny little baggies, and he was doing it on Omegle. And some dude just came
Maybe
across
you're
him on his
just
live
so
stream.
bored that you just when you're doing your drugs. I guess you don't
Yeah.
want to do it
I don't
alone.
do drugs.
No,
Not
from
you,
my
I'm talking about
experience
people
though,
that are streaming.
there is a weird thing. Like I remember when I used to do credit card fraud, and I felt like such a fucking. Keep in mind this is like 20 years ago, but like I felt like such a fucking genius for being able to pull this off and make money like this. But at the same time, I'm young and stupid. I found it like very unsatisfying that I couldn't like
Show
tell
people?
anybody about it, and that like everyone that I talked to, I just had to lie and just act like it wasn't even a thing, and like, oh, why do you have 5 laptops? Oh, I gotta like make up a reason, It's like, as a young idiot that I was like 19. I had a hard time like keeping it to myself. I wanted to tell people about it and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
And
like-
then as
Did
soon
you
as
go
I
on Omegle?
as soon as I stopped doing it, then I started just telling people about it. Like, who the fuck cares? But no, I wasn't on Omegle. But I guess I could kind of understand that impulse that if you're some fucking drug dealer idiot, that maybe you want to
You just
just
want to show it off. You're just like, dude, I want to flex on someone
right.
anonymously.
Yeah, I did see some
an
comments in my chat being like, "Yeah, that guy's kind of a boss. Like he's literally smoking meth."
You know who's a real boss is the dudes who, well, I mean, to the extent that you could just be a boss and just sell meth, but the dudes who do it, keep it secret, make a shitload of money, and then at some point just stop doing it, and then take that money and start like a yogurt shop, and then they mix Xanax with the yogurt.
No.
That would be smart. That's my opinion.
Yeah, so then he loads up his oh my god, his
We
fucking
convinced him to take a
water
fucking
bottle
meth-
crack pipe. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
like this, and then he had like a glass piece coming out here, and like it was insane. He loaded it up, starts smoking the meth, and taking the biggest fucking
A
like
huge hit.
yeah, it was like
And then Camgirl's like, how are you gonna go to? It's like already
I'm like,
it's like 11 p.m. or
you're
something.
about
like
to
that.
be awake
She's
for
like, how are you gonna
15
go to sleep
hours.
like that? And he's like, I take a dab or I take a hit like this and go to sleep every day.
he's like, I'm
Right.
about to go to sleep in 10 minutes.
Well, if
Yeah.
you're a real meth head, I don't think it's that big a deal. Like
Really?
well,
It was a
You think you
big
get
hit.
immune to like the non
Yeah,
being able to sleep?
kind of, because like
That's
I
insane.
had a friend who told me that both of his parents were just straight up meth heads. That they would just fucking do it, go to work, come home, do some more. Is what it is. Like
Jeez.
it's just part of their life. Like they're just
That's
used to
insane.
it. It sounds insane, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like for every person who's a drug addict that is like running around naked on the street and ends up in jail, there's
Yeah.
a whole bunch more that
Like,
are able to hold
functioning.
it together. And a big part of it is that they don't make enough money to be able to
Go
go
that
crazy.
crazy. Yeah,
you know, it's
exactly.
like, but then that's what always happens with rappers is that like most rappers or a lot of rappers, a lot of people we know
Mm-hmm.
will pretty much do like as much drugs as they can get their hands on because they can't get their hands on that much.
Yeah.
And then they quickly like get to the point where they can afford a lot of drugs. So then all of a sudden they're just doing a lot of drugs because they can afford a lot of drugs, and it just goes crazy from there.
Yeah, I guess if you do so much of one thing, you get less.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I had
People
a
are always like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you can smoke weed and drive and
no,
fucking
I had a
operate
friend that would
machinery."
in college that would take DMT and go to class.
Oh, that's
I'm
not.
like, you're fucking
Was he
insane.
microdosing?
I no. This bitch was just taking.
Wait, actually, no. Hold
smoking
on.
it.
That makes sense because DMT only lasts like 2-3 minutes. You can literally take DMT and then go drive, and you're gonna
Right.
be perfectly fine.
That's insane.
I would take DMT just so the first 5 minutes of class are really crazy. No, but I always talk to people who tell me like that they like did Xanax in high school and shit, and I'm like,
How?
I barely graduated high school and I was stone cold sober.
It was a consistent thing for me to take ecstasy and
Oh
go
my
to
God,
class.
this-
I had
shit.
friends that did that. We had
I
like
did that
we
every
had
day for months. Like
every day for
I had
months.
like I've talked about this before. I had like a like ecstasy problem in like 10th, 11th grade.
How much were you taking?
Dude, I would literally come to school with like $2-3 in my pocket and come up to my friends and be like, "Hey, you have $1? Hey, you have $1? Get $10 and buy an ecstasy pill like every day."
This is
Jesus
legitimately
Christ.
like what homeless people do.
Yeah, but I did that in high school.
That's actually how bums get money for crack.
None of your friends caught on
At
to your dollar
luckily-
scheme.
Well, no. Luckily, one of my friends later on was like, "Yo, Yuriy, this is getting out of hand. Like, you need to quit this."
Yuri, doing ecstasy every day is bad.
That's
you need to
insane.
stop. Oh, okay. I didn't know any better.
No, we got in a huge argument. I told him to fuck off, and then like later on, I was like, you know what? He's actually right. I need to take a break on this shit. And
Unthinkable. Finish your story. Talk about how you got banned. That's the exciting part of the story.
What's
That's
funny
not
is
the
it,
small-
Strike.
I
You
hate
got to
that.
strike.
I
the
didn't get a strike.
timing. The
You
timing
did it?
is the
I
funny
didn't get a
part.
strike.
But you got kicked off.
So what happened is then after I see the guy smoking meth, I'm like, okay, this is not okay for my channel. I have fucking who the fuck's watching? So we click around. We finally get to this guy called the Dogfather, who's like in a fucking scary ass motel, just with like, what did he have?
It was just
laid-
it was just a blanket on a table. He wasn't showing his body or his face, and he was just talking to a mic.
Yeah, he was trying to be funny, like, haha, you're hilarious. And he had like a voice. It seemed like he had a voice
Yeah, he
changer.
had, like, a voiceover
He's like,
thing.
want to play a game?
Right.
And we're like, okay, loser, let's play the game. And then he's like, open your front door. And then fucking Yuri's
right.
Yuri's whoever
Roommate.
it creaks open. We're like, oh fuck, we're about to die. And then my stream gets cut off because
So you didn't get a strike though.
I
She got a warning.
Oh wow.
But-
Which is scary.
That's
I've
nice
never
of them
got-
to give you a warning.
The funny part is the timing, because literally everyone who was watching was like
everyone
100
was-
plus people. DM'd Camgirl and me a bunch of times saying like, "Are you guys okay?" All we heard is "open the door" and the
and
stream
then stream
cuts
got
out.
cut off.
Open the
Watch
door,
out for the
baby.
stream highlights, guys.
Wow, that's fucking crazy right there. I'm so glad. What are you guys doing on Omegle?
I don't
What a
know,
weird thing
man.
to do.
It was her idea.
That's
I don't
Ryan
know.
Beckford's fucking favorite pastime too. You ever see that? That's
I
like
love that guy. He's so
you
funny.
do. He posts
He's
that
so
shit
funny.
constantly.
Do you
You
think
could
he
find
just goes on like all day, every day?
I don't know.
You can literally just go on Omegle and expose pedophiles every day if you want for fun.
What do you mean?
It's easy. Just
How do
pretend to be
you-
a girl. Pretend to be a 15-year-old girl, and
How do
then
you pretend to be a 15
You put like a video screen.
it's
You have a
easy.
wig?
All you have to do is put the camera below shoulders, put a like a bra on or whatever.
Why
and
would you
then,
do that?
Um,
You should do
Say,
it.
put a bra on. Like I just got a bra.
He's like,
you
this
can
is
borrow
so easy.
Lena's.
And like, okay, but
Yeah, but
and then,
if he puts a bra on, I know it's not going to be a
But-
15-year-old girl.
right. But what am I?
Okay, maybe I can pull off the body. Of a
What am
woman.
I gonna do?
Like,
So what do I
hey.
do then? I get the guy to
You
start
wear-
talking to me, and I say, "Hey, I'm a 13-year-old girl."
No, you type. You're like, "Hey, what's up?" or whatever, and then he's gonna be like trying to like talk to you, and then you'll just like lower a bra strap or something, you know.
You know what? You should do this for a live stream. And
I
do,
am gonna do it for a live
$2
stream.
for
I-
like the bra strap.
I
down.
literally called my girlfriend. I was like, "Hey, I have a great idea. Can I borrow a bra?" And
Oh,
she's like, "Oh,
God.
what for?"
So that you could expose pedophiles. But then what are you gonna do once you get a guy to start hitting on you? And isn't he gonna be able to then say, "Well, I didn't think it was a young girl. I thought it was just a grown man wearing a bra." What are you gonna do with this evidence once you accumulate it?
Make content out of it.
I mean, I
Maybe-
just don't even know what to say sometimes.
What am I
man.
gonna do? Send it to the cops? They're not gonna do anything.
But you know what is a hilarious thing is the fact that Cameron. I remember back in the day, probably 2006 or something. Cameron said that he was gonna make his own DVD, his own show that was gonna be exactly like To Catch a Predator,
Ooh,
but it
that would
was
be
just gonna be
amazing.
him doing it, and everybody like. I remember at the time, like everyone was like, "Wow, like that is the craziest idea I ever heard." Because just imagine Cameron doing that.
That'd be
Just
random.
acting like
But-
a 15-year-old.
But B, it also
The
just
bra strap.
Cameron on Omegle pretending to be a little girl.
The pink one.
I don't think he's a believable little girl either, for the record.
Definitely not.
But then I think everybody at the same time then also thought, could Cameron just do that? Like, can you just make? You could just make a show like To Catch a Predator. You could just do that to people.
What's his name did it before
but
the FBI
Cameron
co-signed?
never came through with it. But
wish he
now you have so
Everyone
many
does on
dudes who
YouTube.
do this on Facebook and YouTube who just have their own shows. And what I think is insane is that Chris Hansen was
Yeah.
exposed or he had some kind of controversy. He lost his job.
He didn't pay his taxes or something.
It was
like
just that. It wasn't anything creepy.
It was
Okay.
no, it wasn't anything creepy.
But
It
that-
had to do with the money.
But
like,
that's not why the show. That's why the show ended.
I think it had something to do with that. But he still has like FBI connections. He still has a YouTube channel where he has
Right.
where he live streams trying to expose people.
Because he's been going hard on the Onision thing. He
Yeah,
went to
exactly.
Onision's house to expose
And then
him.
in the Onision videos, he talks about how he still has FBI connections, and
Right.
he's like calling them about the Onision shit.
Did you hear the fucking phone call that Onision did to the 911? He's like, "There's someone in my yard. He's harassing me and bothering me. Do you know who it is?" Yes,
It's Chris
Hansen.
I remember that. Wait,
That was so fucking
I remember
funny.
Chris Hansen started that TV show before the FBI police code sign. So I feel like anyone can just expose pedophiles.
But it's
you
weird
could just
because-
be any vigilante could do it.
I think every episode of To Catch a Predator I ever seen he has the cops waiting outside the house, right? But I mean, you could just pay off-duty cops
That's
to
true.
do that,
you could
right?
do that as well.
Kind of a weird concept. Like I could just pay off-duty cops to arrest whoever I want
If everyone just spends their pastime exposing pedophiles, we'd live in a better world.
Yeah, but they should expose
everyone.
They should.
I agree that they should definitely be exposed, but I don't know if everyone. Like if this was like America's pastime, I feel like it might cause a lot of problems as well.
And I don't think they should be exposing them just for content.
Right, for content.
Fucking
Like
asshole.
that's the weird part about that is that you clearly did not have any concern about any sort of noble mission.
Yeah.
You were just like,
You're
oh,
trying-
it was great content.
You're not trying to keep the children safe.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your fucking YouTube.
NoJumper.com. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want one of these, you know where to go. And then No Jumper Facebook too. Link is down in the description. Some good stuff going on over there. Appreciate y'all watching this.